It's your boy Wits Capone, back with another video, and today the content's gonna be a little bit different today still. But yeah, man, man's gonna be talking about, or man's gonna be doing my top 10 worst Arsenal players of all time, innit? You get me? So yeah, bruv, like, where do I even start? Like, so obviously this is my top 10, but it's not in any particular order, innit? Because if I did it in order, I would have been here for days, innit? Like, literally. So yeah, like, first off on the list, yeah, number 1, you get me? Like I said, it's in no particular order, but it's still a top 10, innit? Poon, goalkeeper. And this guy was Estonian. Those of you that know, or those of you that remember, should I say, this guy was the worst. Absolutely shocking. Like, the guy, to me, like, the guy is useless. Like, the guy is useless. Like, there's certain players that Arsenal have signed over the years that made you think, like, like, why are we going for these, like, sort of players? Like, they're not Arsenal caliber. They're not Arsenal standards. Like, do you know what I mean? And he's one of them players. Like, the guy was just trash. Absolutely shocking. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's my number 1. You get me? Number 2, see this one here? I had to put him at number 2 because, fam, like, this guy was an absolute shit show. This is part of the reason why Drogba used to score against us a lot of the time. You see Philip Senderos, yeah? Philip Senderos. This guy would always be sleeping on the Ross Clark job. This guy is always sleeping on the job. He's always out of position as well. So every time, let's say, a Bosingwa, or, yeah, like a Bosingwa will cross in the ball, Senderos will be in no man's land, and Drogba will, like drop off the shoulder and just score. You get me? Or he will get bullied off the ball. The guy had no strength whatsoever. Drogba used to bully this guy. Like, literally had Senderos on ropes. Literally. Like, what Drogba was doing to Senderos was actually bullying. Like, do you know what I mean? I know it sounds harsh, but we just have to be realistic, innit? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man. Literally, at number 3, Pascal Siganya. He was another shit show as well. He was very similar to Philip Senderos in how they played and whatnot. But you see with Siganya, like, even though he was a bad player, he was good in spells as well. Do you know what I mean? But the game that I recall when I was like, nah, this guy is bad, yeah, is that game when we played Man United at Highbury. I think we were winning like 2-0. I think Vieira and Bergkamp scored that game, and then we ended up losing 4-2. I think that's the game John O'Shea scored at Highbury, literally, and we lost 4-2. I couldn't believe it, bruv. Literally, Pascal Siganya was getting skinned, and I was just like, bruv, how? We was literally winning 2-0, and then we let Man United, I can't stand Man United, then we let Man United come back and win 4-2 our own ground. That was the day when I was like, nah, bruv, this Siganya guy is not it, bruv. But funny enough, yeah, you know about Pascal Siganya, yeah? When he's retired and he's played in, like, charity games or legend games and all of that, I don't even know why he's played in a lot of the Arsenal legend games, because to me, Pascal Siganya is not a legend. But let's clarify that. He's not a legend. Do you know what I mean? But having said that, even when he played in the Arsenal legends versus Real Madrid legends, he actually looked the part. Like, he actually looked some player. I know that's a charity game and the pace is slow and whatnot, but at the same time, you can tell like his positioning is improved a lot. His awareness of the game is improved a lot. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, overall as a player, Pascal Siganya was not it. I will tell you that for free. Shocking player. Absolutely shocking. You get me? Oh, this one at number 4. You get me? Sebastian Squalachi. This centre-back here, yeah? Ah, fam. Let me take you lot back here. If you lot don't remember, let me track your minds a little bit. Do you remember that game, yeah, when it was Arsenal versus Tottenham? I think this was the same game that we were winning. I think Nasri scored in this game. We were winning, and then we ended up losing the game 3-2 to a last minute Yunus Kabul goal. I remember this game like it was yesterday. Squalachi was getting beaten in the air to small strikers, bruv. Like, the guy is a horror show. Like, not even a shit show. He's a horror show. Shocking player. Absolutely shocking. Like, and I was one of them guys as well, funny enough, yeah, that was like, nah, give him a chance. He's decorated, because I think he used to play in France before, innit? He's decorated. He's a good player. You lot, give him a chance. My lord, when I saw this guy play, I'm like, what chance? What chance have you given him? The guy is bad. Absolutely shocking. You get me? He's not an Arsenal standard player. He's not even a Burnley standard player. That's how bad he was. Absolutely shocking. About Squalachi. Jesus Christ. Literally, bruv. I remember when we first signed Squalachi, I remember that same week I went to Rosemary Gardens, innit? And I remember like it was me and Amanda just kicking ball and we was talking about the transfer Squalachi signing for Arsenal. The way like Bearman was not convinced at all. Even me, I wasn't convinced, but it was one of them ones where I was like, nah, just give him a chance, because you never know how he ends up like being as a player, innit? You never know, innit? But my word, the man them were right. Like, guy is shocking as fuck, bruv. You get me? At number 5, this guy had to be on this list for various reasons. This guy is another horror show. So I don't know if you lot remember Arsenal versus Man United. I think this was the season when Ronaldo scored a free kick against us at the Emirates. It was in the Champions League. They were wearing the blue kit, the AIG kit, I think. And we were wearing like obviously the red kit because we were at home in the Emirates. Bruv, this guy used to get beat at his near post time and time and time and time again. Bruv, he's the reason. Yes, I'm saying it. He is the reason we lost the Champions League final against Barcelona. Yeah, Lehmann got sent off. But when Lehmann was on the pitch, we looked in control. You get me? We looked in control. I wouldn't say we was bopping that Barcelona team, because that Barcelona team was ridiculous. You get me? But we was doing our thing. We wasn't getting pushed over, wasn't getting bullied, none of that. We was doing our thing. I remember this game like it's yesterday. Because these times, yeah, obviously I still technically live in Highbury, but these times I used to live in N5, like Highbury, innit? You get me? So I remember this game, I was watching it at my cousin's house. Big up Tim and Daniel and all of that. Man like Samir and that as well, you get me? Big up yourselves each and every time, man. But yeah, I was watching the game at their yard and that. And I remember the build up to this game was crazy. I remember like it was yesterday. Everyone had their windows open. Me and my cousins shouting Arsenal, Arsenal out the window. You get me? These were the days when like we can be taken seriously as a club. You get me? But cool. So then obviously now Lehmann gets a red card because he had to make that challenge, innit? Because it was either that or they scored, innit? Do you know what I mean? Cool. So then when Armenia comes, this guy above, I can't remember who it was, whether it was Julie or Belletti. Belletti, like, literally, he shot and the ball went through his legs. Like, it weren't even a shot where, like, it was on either side. No, it was literally straight at him. And, like, it went through his legs. Armenia was such a liability. It's unbelievable. It's actually mad. So, for those reasons, obviously there's more, but for those reasons in particular, this guy has to be on this list, bruv. Absolutely shocking, bruv. Even when he was at Watford, shocking. He was shocking as well. But I'm not going to lie, I did watch Watford here and there. And for Watford, he was decent. But even then, there were certain games, he was still getting beat at his near post. Do you know what I mean? The guy just never learns. There's certain players, yeah, as footballers, you cannot develop. Then they're never going to get better. Whereas there's players where they're either naturally gifted or you train them and they become something. So, for example, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. You train them, they become something. An example of natural ability is someone like Messi. Messi, you can tell he's someone where he was just born with that gift. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, don't get me wrong, he had to put in his work as well and like build his name, his reputation, all of that. But essentially, he had that natural talent. That's the key here. Do you know what I mean? Cool. So at number 6, like I said, it's in no particular order. But yeah, at number 6, this guy was shambolic. Yaya Sanogo, the worst. This guy, I remember, I can't remember what team he was playing, but he was playing Emirates Cup. I don't think, we don't even do Emirates Cup anymore. That's the whole mad thing about it. Like, it's mad. But I remember he scored 4 goals, I think it was. It was either a hat-trick or 4 goals. The guy, even all these finishes, they were all scruffy. Obviously, a goal's a goal. But you can tell a lot of these goals, he did not mean it. On top of that, the guy can't even celebrate. Man's going to celebrate, he falls down. The guy is just a whole shit show, man. He's shocking, bruv. About Yaya Sanogo. The day we got rid of him, I was so glad, fam. I can't remember what team we got rid of him to. I think it was like Toulouse or something. Like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, innit? But I think it was Toulouse. You get me? That guy was... You know what about Sanogo? He was a shocking player, but I'll give him something. He actually had very decent hold-up play, you know? But other than that, the guy was, yeah, another liability. Like, he was shocking, bruv. You get me? At number 7, you see with this guy, yeah? To me, he was bad, but he wasn't bad. You know what I mean? So, yeah, at number 7, I put on this list, Emmanuel Fringpong, innit? You get me? This guy, like, he was bad. Let's not get it twisted. He was bad. But he did have his good games in an Arsenal shirt. Do you get it? He did have his good games in an Arsenal shirt. So I'm not going to sit here and bash him too much like an other Arsenal fan would. Because I'm not going to lie, there was certain games where Fringpong actually looked decent in the Arsenal shirt. But essentially, he just wasn't that guy. He wasn't that player. Do you know what I mean? Let's be realistic. He wasn't that guy, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I don't even have much to say on the Fringpong one, but yeah, man, I just feel he wasn't that bad, but he was bad, if that makes sense. So yeah, man, that was Fringpong at number 7. You get me? Number 8, this guy is what's wrong with football today, bruv. Andre Santos. Yeah, I think he scored against Man United, and I remember the one vividly when he scored against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I think this is the game when we won 5-3 at Old Trafford, at Stamford Bridge, when Van Persie scored a hat-trick. That game, I'm not even going to lie, that game, Andre Santos had a fantastic game. I'm not even going to cap. But you see Andre Santos, his Arsenal career, the guy was so bad, it was unbelievable. Even up to his mentality was so bad as well. I remember when we was playing Man United, yeah, it was one of them games we were playing Man United. Bruv, the guy was swapping shirts with Man United players at half time, bruv. This guy is an absolute mess. He needs to sort it out in the camp, bruv. Like, why going for Donny, bruv? Like, you get me? How is it half time, yeah? You're playing one of your rivals, yeah? Because at the time, he was top 4, so yeah. One of our rivals, you're swapping shirts with them at half time. What does that show you? Like, that's a lack of mentality. Because any manager would tell you, as soon as you got into the change room, if it was me as a manager, I'll be like, what are you doing? Why are you swapping shirts with Man United players, bruv? Do you want certain players to be turned off in the team? Does that even look good? Does that even, are you even like being a good, you get me, a good role model to the younger players? Me, I'm not really a guy that's big on like role model and all this, all that, but when it comes to football, it's very relevant. Do you know what I mean? So, like, you can't be doing that, man. And yeah, like, him as a player himself, like, he was just very bad, like, very shocking. Do you know what I mean? Very shocking. So, yeah, man, that was Andre Santos at number 9. Like I said, this is in no particular order, but it's still a top 10. That wasn't even number 9. That was number 8. Sorry, number 8. Number 9 was Denilson. You see with Denilson as well, yeah? Denilson was like, he was bad, But he was one of them players where he weren't as bad as people made him out to be. Because Denilson had these decent games. Let's be real. He had decent games in an Arsenal shirt. Even though essentially he didn't really cut it with us. But at the same time, I'm going to be real and say, nah, Denilson had decent games in our colours. I'm not even going to, like, for example, the Everton game. When he just, like, the ball came to him and he just banged it top corner. Like, he's had good games in the Arsenal shirt, just put it that way, do you know what I mean? But nonetheless, he's still a horrifically bad player, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was Denilson at number 9. At number 10, this guy was another bad defender, bad centre-back. He was one, like, at the time, he's part of the reason, yeah, what's wrong with the club today, even though you don't play for us anymore. He's part of the reason why our mentality has gone to where it is now. Johan Jujuru. Bruv. Don't get twisted. He had good games in the FA Cup, the League Cup here and there. He had a good game. Cool. But you see, when it came to the Premier League matches, this guy is getting skinned. He reminds me of them man down the road's player, Davison Sanchez. He reminds me of that guy so much. The guy is getting ripped on a regular. Big professional footballer, you know, and you're getting ripped constantly, bruv. Like, nah, bruv. Juju just wasn't it. But you know what was mad with Juju? He will play so bad for us, yeah, at club level, obviously. And then when it came to international level, because he was from Switzerland, didn't it? When it came to international level, the guy would perform at a decent level. Do you know what I mean? So he was just one of them players, man, that just, like, done his thing at international level, but club level wasn't really it. But yeah, man, literally, like, this was my top 10 worst Arsenal players of all time. Obviously, as well, before I go, don't forget to leave a like on this video. Comment what you liked about this video, what you would like to see me bring to the channel in the future, all that good stuff. And yeah, man, obviously I've done my worst Arsenal players of all time. In the comments, let me know if you want me to do my favourite top 10 Arsenal players of all time. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I can like make time for that and pattern that for you guys as well. You get me? But yeah, man, literally, I enjoyed making this video, man, because there's some horrendous names on this list, blood. It's a mad thing still. It's a mad thing, but yeah, man, literally, other than that, it's been your boy Wits Capone, and I'm out.